Good morning. I trust that you are doing very well. I just thought to start a button where we'll be going through the Bible together, and then see 5 minutes really to see how we can apply the Bible daily in our businesses and our work. And to start with today, I'm sharing some of my devotions, some of the few things I've learned as I go along every day, and I hope that you find that very useful for yourself also. Reading today is taken from Matthew chapter 1. So we'll first go through the Bible, the book of Matthew. The book of Matthew is a very interesting book. It's a book that tries to establish the Jewishness of the Messiah. In other words, try to establish the fact that the Messiah was actually the prophetic that was talked about in the Old Testament. It was the one that was revealed, and is a word that has come alive and become flesh. A closer book to that would be the book of John, which also tried to portray that, but in a more philosophical sense. So today, I got struck as I was reading Matthew chapter 1. I got struck by the fact that the book of the genealogy of the Messiah, Yahushua, the Messiah, son of David, the son of Abraham. And Abraham begot this, and I keep mentioning verse 3. I look at verse 3, I look at other verses. Judah begot Perez and Zara by Tamar. And then we move on. Verse 5 talks about Salmon begot Boaz by Rahab. Boaz begot Obed by Ruth. And what does that tell us, really? When I look at it, I really never had enough to read that chapter 1, because chapter 1 talks about grace indeed. It talks about grace and mercy. The grace and mercy of Yahweh as they reflect here. Judah, who actually had married his wife, his son's wife, Tamar, had a child that eventually would make part of the lineage. That was an incestuous relationship. And then that was prostitution. Yet divine mercy found him as becoming an ancestor of the divine line. Doesn't it surprise you really what grace, what the show of mercy indeed? And like Judah, those of us who carry the name of God's praise have been unfaithful to his promise, and the loss of our eyes has led us into a relationship that we should not be. It might not be marital wise, but in the business partnership, into jobs that we shouldn't have gone into. Many of us don't even wait to ask God for what the next jobs should be like. We just move in because we are carried by the lust of our eyes, by the envies, by the salaries, by what they claim to be like the best employer. But really, is there any such thing like a best employer? So it's really amazing for me to realize that despite the mistakes that we make, if we are willing, God is looking forward to really make us as part of his plan. Why did I say if we are willing? I'm not an adherent to the once saved, forever saved grace. Judah did recognize his faults and accepted the woman back. If he had not, she would have gone. Then let's talk about Rahab and Salmon. Salmon begat Boaz by Rahab. Boaz begat Obed by Ruth. Obed begat Jesse. And who did Jesse begat? Jesse begat David. David moved down all the way down. We have the Messiah. Isn't it amazing? Rahab was from a tribe, a nation that actually was forbidding. But when Naomi and her husband went to Moab, they married, the children married Moabite. It was a mixed blood relationship. Really interesting that Rahab, the Canaanite prostitute, and Ruth the Moabite probably are idol worshippers. And these have also become involved in the bloodline. The Bible is full of pointers on the work of grace and the commonwealth of faith. The qualification is willingness and obedient people that are allowed. I'm not sure how your business and your workplace relationship are. I'm not sure who you are, what you are dealing with right now, but I just want to let you know that people are not perfect, people are not right, people are not good. To the extent of the goodness that you have in yourself, you are not good. So remember today as you go along to temper mercy with justice, knowing that people are looking forward to read your acceptance line, to see you as a gospel and epistle that will invite them to know your own God better. And if you do that, you will be able to evangelize, you will be able to portray the lifestyle that will make them believe that your God is indeed a good God that deserves to be followed, that deserves to be praised, that deserves to be worshipped. These are quite important pointers. So God bless you. I'm not saying that you have to adhere and then start having all and then living the sin that the people are living. No, I'm only saying that remember, God has a plan for every person. We need to accept the people like Judah accepted his mistake and then brought him back this daughter-in-law. We need also to make a move and then go towards God like Ruth did. And we need to encourage people to do the same thing. God bless you. Do have a good day.